Troll was born on 1991 to his parents. He was a very kind and loving child. Eventually in fourth grade, he was actually a mutant. His mutant powers were discovered when a friend of his named Richard Ryder was being beaten the crap out of by a bunch of bullies. Eventually, he stood up to the bullies and he stopped them in the head. And so, in response, he activated his evil and nearly killed the boy. The boy was immediately taken to the hospital, and there's that immune person discovered. You see, all American schools accept mutants into their educational program. However, because his powers are too unstable, so he was quickly kicked out of the school. His powers tried to teach him how to better utilize his powers and how better control them. His mutant powers made his parents left hard as they had to constantly switch schools because he would constantly let his powers loose. Eventually though, he went to the power cells and he uploaded with so much energy that he destroyed his parents' house and put them both in the hospital. He was horrified, so he left. Eventually on his 29th birthday, His mom made him a suit. You see, his mom always made a superhero called Blue Marvel when she was little, and she made a suit that he wanted to wear for Halloween. His birthday happened to be the day of Halloween. He quickly wore the suit and he began to go trick-or-treating as a 29-year-old man. Eventually, at the age of 30, he finally realized how his powers work. He can rise his energy levels up. He can rise his energy levels down and up as his body constantly builds up energy. Eventually, he finally went to his parents to explain he can finally control his power. Now that he can actually control his power, he began to enjoy his life a lot more. Eventually, however, away from the planet, a being called Annihilus is on this planet, along with his minion, Blastar. Dallas explains that he's putting in control of 2 million ships and their goal is set for Earth. While we are on Earth, you see, there is something called Infinity Gems. Versus Infinity Gem. They're basically these stones that grant an enormous amount of power. Your job is to go on the planet and find them. Yes, sir, I will. Yes, sir, I will. Blastar says. He gets all the 200 million ships. Sir, what about the humans? What if they get in the way? Simple. Kill them. So he takes all of the 2 million ships and they head toward Earth. Meanwhile, Blue Marvel is enjoying her life. Well, suddenly the alien ships begin to attack. It's at this moment that Adam Bashir realizes that he can fly, and he flies to his mother, but shoots at them all. And those ships are shooting their lasers. That ship shot her, and it did its damage, and it killed her. Adam Bashir's eyes began to glow blue with rage. As he used the energy blast, destroying one of the ships, it begins to destroy multiple ships. Eventually, Blastar notices him and punches him down to the ground. He then begins to beat on him relentlessly, taking him down. Eventually, he orders all of the ships to focus all their blasts on him, and they shot him, but he was gone. He's quick when it comes to running away. Blue Marvel thinks to himself, continue the destruction. Eventually, Blue Marvel went to his house, and his dad could tell by the look on his face. I know, I saw the news. She's dead. However, you cannot let this stop you, son. Son, what do I do? He thinks to himself, where are the Avengers? Where are the X-Men? Well, we need them. Blue Marvel thinks to himself, no, do not let your mother die in vain. Look, he then hands him a suit. This isn't the time for that right now. This is real life. This is some comic book, and mother always told me that she always wanted to create a superhero named Blue Marvel, and she always wanted him to come to life. Don't let your mother's death be in vain. He then hands him a Blue Marvel costume, and he puts it on. Alright, I won't. He then rockets out of the house. Meanwhile, Blastar has completely conquered the city, and he's telling the people that he's forcing the people to look for the Infinity Gems. Well, suddenly Blue Marvel arrives and takes him down. He punches Blue Marvel all the way in the air. It's going to be hard to fight him with all these civilians in a way. Blue Marvel then uses his speed to grab all of the civilians in a hurry. and he gets all their troops to focus the fire on him. He then begins to rocket away from the planet. And he goes away from the planet with all the ships following him. He then releases a large amount of energy, and he destroys all the ships. What's going on? Blackstar thinks to himself, you weren't this fast as strong when we fought before. And we weren't told that has the ability to control his energy. I can be as strong as I need to be, Blue Marvel says. And he punches Blue Marvel all the way up in the air. So Blue Marvel powers up, and he grabs Blackstar, and he rockets out of the planet. He then throws Blackstar into a black hole. I'll be back, Blackstar says, and I'll be ready, Blue Marvel says. The portal then closes, and Blue Marvel rockets toward the planet. Who are you? Everybody asks. Everybody asks as they wonder. Call me Blue Marvel, he says, and he then leaves. And he decides to protect the Earth as Blue Marvel. After all, it's what his mother would have wanted. And that is the origin of Blue Marvel. See you guys next time. The end.